My birth name is Lynn Margaret Mollett. In Camden, New Jersey. Julia Brazina Mollett, the youngest of 12 children. Harry Edgar Ben Mollett was an only child. 1971. I met John in Gloucester County College, so I was 17 or 18 when we met. Well, he would argue with this, but it was probably 6 years before we were married. Got married in 1979. We both wanted to have a family. I always thought I would have 2 boys and 2 girls. We didn't want to have children right away, but then I started talking to your father and said, maybe we start trying, because I was going to be 30. So, and I know sometimes it's not easy to have a child right away. So we were married almost 4 years when Jonathan was born. Jonathan was indeed my first pregnancy. That was an ideal pregnancy. It was fun, and I enjoyed being pregnant, and everything went well. He was 10 days late. He cried a lot. He cried every evening for 3 months. I got pregnant probably when he was around 3, but I had a miscarriage. It was early in the first trimester. It was disappointing, but those things happen. We waited a few months and then we tried again. And then I got pregnant again. That was a full-term pregnancy. I carried full term with Emily, and I went for a regular checkup towards the end of my pregnancy, and the doctor said they didn't hear a heartbeat. So he sent me to the hospital, where they determined that the baby was not alive. The doctor, quite honestly, was kind of a jerk, because he just told me to go right to the hospital, and I was at the doctor's by myself. So at that point, he didn't tell me that the baby was dead, but I knew something was terribly wrong, so I came home and got your father, and he was very upset and driving very quickly to get to the hospital, and I was trying to get him to slow down. And at that point, I kind of knew that the baby was probably dead, and you really don't know what to hope for. You don't know whether you should pray that the baby is alive, knowing that it's probably going to be brain damaged, or something wrong with it, or of course you pray that the baby's going to be fine, but in my gut I knew something was wrong, because I hadn't felt the baby move in a day or so. So they took me into the hospital. The nurses and the doctor there were very, very compassionate and very nice.
What hospital was this?
Underwood. And you still have to deliver the baby, even though it's not living.